Okay, here we go for the last story. Basically I looked at the credits and yeah, these are actually H.P. Lovecraft stories that have been read out. So yeah, kind of interesting. I should actually paid attention and actually read it, but yeah, kind of interesting because I noticed when they mentioned Cthulhu that it might have been H.P. Lovecraft.
West of Arkham, the hills rise wild, and there are valleys with deep woods that no axe has ever cut. There are dark, narrow glens where the trees slope fantastically, and where thin brooklets trickle without ever having caught the glint of sunlight. On the gentler slopes there are farms, ancient and rocky, with squat, moss-coated cottages brooding eternally over old New England's secrets in the lee of great ledges. But these are vacant now, the wide chimneys crumbling, the shingled sides bulging perilously beneath low gambrel roofs. The old folk have gone away, and foreigners do not like to live here. French Canadians have tried it, Italians have tried it, and the Poles have come and departed. It is not because of anything that can be seen or heard or handled, but because of something that is imagined. The place is not good for the imagination. It does not bring restful dreams at night. It must be this which keeps the foreigners away, for old Ammy Peace has never told them of anything he recalls from the strange days. When I went into the hills and vales to survey for the new reservoir, they told me the place was evil.
That's interesting. Old shack in the middle of nowhere. Trying to find this next red one. I can't see it anywhere. I'm just trying to stay in one area because I know these stories just generally tends to stay in like one area. But this area is so big that I can't quite tell. I'm guessing it's supposed to be like in the middle of the woods somewhere. Okay, I've reached the edge of the map because those rocks are there. Let's hope I can find it and finish this one before time finishes. There's an old well over here by the looks of it. That's interesting. Oh, and I found the next red one over there. Awesome. That's interesting. Okay, let's go over to the next red one then. Okay, looks like we're almost there. I have a feeling that these red ones may be like further apart. I'm kind of hoping that these this story is shorter, because otherwise, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to get this one done either. But we'll continue on, see if I can get to it without lagging too much. Okay, come on, let's continue on.
It all began, old Ammy said, with the meteorite. Before that time, there had been no wild legends at all since the witch trials, and even these western woods were not feared half so much as the small island on the Miskatonic, where the devil held court beside a curious altar, older than the Indians. These were not haunted woods, and their fantastic dusk was never terrible till these strange days. Then there had come that white noontide cloud, that string of explosions in the air, and that pillar of smoke from the valley far in the wood. By night, all Arkham had heard of the great rock that fell out of the sky and bedded itself in the ground beside the well at the Nahum Gardner place. Nahum had come to town to tell people about the stone. They had dropped in on Ammy Pierce's on the way. Ammy was 40 then, and all the queer things were fixed very strongly in his mind. He and his wife had gone with 3 professors from Miskatonic University, who hastened on the next morning to see the weird visitor from unknown stellar space.
Nicely timed lightning, or thunder, whatever. But yeah, they seem to be further apart, but then the guy seems to read larger sections of the story, so yeah.
They had uncovered what seemed to be the side of a large colored globule embedded in the substance. The color which resembled some of the bands in the meteor's strange spectrum. It was almost impossible to describe, and it was only by analogy that they called it color at all. Its texture was glossy, and upon tapping it, it appeared to premise both brittleness and hollowness. One of the professors gave it a smart blow with a hammer, and it burst with a nervous little pop. Nothing was emitted, and all trace of the thing vanished with the puncturing. It left behind a hollow, spherical space about 3 inches across, and all thought it probable that others would be discovered as the enclosing substance wasted away.
Okay, by the looks of it for this story, I'm not quite sure what it does, but by the looks of it, it puts out new landmarks, because I noticed there was the well and then the old shack. So I'm not entirely sure if it's doing that, but yeah, I haven't really noticed anything else new that's popping up. Oh, was that the old shack that yeah, this is the old shack that I saw before.
April brought a kind of madness to the country folk, and began that disuse of the road past Nahem's which led to its ultimate abandonment. It was the vegetation. All the orchard trees blossomed forth in strange colors, and through the stony soil of the yard and adjacent pastures there sprang up a bizarre growth, which only a botanist could connect with the proper flora of the region. No sane, wholesome colors were anywhere to be seen except in the green grass and leafage. But everywhere those hectic and prismatic variants of some diseased and underlying primary tone without a place among the known tints of the earth. Amy and gardeners thought that most of the colors had some sort of haunting familiarity, decided that they reminded one of the brittle globular of the meteor.
I think that would be our fun next one then. But yeah, I just noticed one of those large things, but I think that one's for the yellow one. I can't see. I'm guessing this fog must be new, because I can see shit. Oh look, there we go. Now it's starting to build stuff. Oh, and they're spinning too. And there's the next one. Okay, so there is stuff being randomly built. I think there's each story new stuff comes out. There is. It's those things. And there seems to be a ton of them. And for whatever reason they're spinning around. And it's interesting that there's a cluster of 4 of them.
For over 2 weeks, Ami saw nothing of Nahum. And then, worried about what might have happened, he overcame his fears and paid the gardener place a visit. There was no smoke from the great chimney. For a moment, the visitor was apprehensive of the worst. The aspect of the whole farm was shocking. Grayish withered grass and leaves on the ground, vines falling in brittle wreckage from archaic walls and gables. Great bare trees clawing up at the gray November sky with a studied malevolence which Amy could not but feel had come from some subtle change in the tilt of the branches. But Nahum was alive, after all. He was weak, lying on a couch in the low-ceiled kitchen.
I like how the lightning comes in just at the right time, just as he finishes saying something. But I haven't really noticed anything else popping up, apart from those weird shaped things. And we're back at the well. Okay, there's only those things in the mist, and that's basically it. And maybe these landmarks as well.
Ami could not touch it, but looked horrified into the distorted parody that had been a face. What was it, Nahum? What was it? He whispered, and the cleft, bulging lips were just able to crack out a final answer.
Nothing. The color. It burns. Cold and wet. Burns. It lives in the well. I seen it. Can't smoke. It's like the flowers last alive. Sucking life out of everything. In that zone. He wants to come in that zone. Poison the whole place. Don't know what you want. Around things. The college. The men from the college who dug out of the zone. They smashed it. It was the same color. Just the same. Just like the flowers and the plants. It must have been more of them. Seeds that grow. I seen it the first time. It's sweet. Must have got a strong arms. He was a big boy, full of life. He beats down your own mind, and then he gets you put it up again. In the world war, he was right about that. Evil one. Sands never come back from the world. He can't get away. Hey, Jersey, he knows something coming, but ain't no use. I seen it come Sam again. Took Sands when he's weak. Where's the happy end? My head's so good. I don't know how long I can feel it. He'll get it if we ain't careful. Just the color of his face. Just the color of her face. It's getting the heat that color towards night. It burns. It burns and it sucks. It comes from the same place as the war. The things ain't bad out here. One of the professors said so. He was right. He was right. And look out. He'll do something more. He'll suck your life.
But that was all. That which spoke could speak no more, because it had completely caved in. Ami later read the checked tablecloth over what was left and reeled out the back door into the fields.
That was kind of creepy. Can't seem to see the next red one. Ah, there it is. Wow, it's like all the way over there. Oh god. I hope I'm making time to finish this story so the world doesn't end. I know we've run out of time when the yellow balls of light start turning up. I didn't expect it to be all the way over this way. It's been mostly all around the trees and that, so it's mainly been all over that way, so I wasn't really looking this way. Okay, almost there. God, that was a long truck. God, that was like the furthest one away from like the rest of them. I'm probably gonna truck all the way back now.
There was considerable questioning at the police station. And in the end, Amy was compelled to take 3 officers to the Gardner farm. Together with the coroner, the medical examiner, and the veterinary who had treated the diseased animals, he went much against his will. For the afternoon was advancing, and he feared the fall of night over that accursed place. But it was some comfort to have so many people with him.
Okay, at least this one wasn't as far away as the others.
It spreads on everything organic that's been around here, muttered the medical examiner. Don't go out there. There's more to this than we know. Norm said something lived in the well that sucks your life out. So it must be something that growed from the ball, like the one we seen in the meteor stone that fell a year ago June. Sucks and burns, he said. It was just a cloud of color, like that light out there now. And you can hardly see, you can't tell what it is. Norm thought it feeds on everything living and gets stronger all the time. He said he seen it this last week. Must be something way off in the sky, like the men from the college last year says the meteor stone was. The way it's made and the way it works ain't like nowhere God's world. It's something from beyond. No one replied, but the man who had been in the well gave a hint that his long and polar must have stirred up something intangible. It was awful, he added. There was no bottom at all. Just ooze and bubbles and the feeling of something lurking under there. Annie's horse still pawed and screamed definitely on the road outside.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's about to end soon. I don't think I'll finish this one in time either. Oh god. Just let me get this one, please.
At this point, the column of unknown color flared suddenly stronger. Began to weave itself into fantastic suggestions of shape, which each spectator later described differently. There came from poor hero such a sound as no man before or since ever heard from a horse. Every person in that low-pitched sitting room stopped his ears. And Annie turned away from the window in horror and nausea. Words could not convey it. When Ami looked out again, the hapless beast lay huddled, inert, on the moonlit ground between the splintered shafts of the buggy. That was the last of Hero until they buried him the next day. But the present was not time to mourn, for almost at this instant, the detective silently called attention to something terrible in the very room with them. In the absence of the lamplight, it was clear that a faint phosphorescence begun to pervade the entire apartment. It glowed on the broad planked floor and the fragment of the red carpet. It shimmered over the sashes of a small paned window. ran up and down the exposed corner posts, coruscated about the shelf and mantel, and infected the very doors and furniture. Each minute saw it strengthen, and at last it was very plain that healthy living things must leave that house.
Okay, I'm hoping that was the end of the red one, because I cannot see shit with all these lights occurring. I'm guessing that might have been it, but I have a feeling that wasn't the end of that one. Yeah, I might as well give up, because it's about to end. Right to the end. There it all goes. Okay, and that is it. Well, that was actually a really good game. Yeah. That was actually quite an interesting concept. Probably a little disappointed that my friends decided that I would want to lag my game. But yeah, otherwise it was like really beautiful, and yeah, it was interesting the way they like told the stories. Like you had to go to different lights, like they'd appear in different spots, and like for each different story, like different things appeared. Like the first one like had big tower, and then the second one had like the green fog stuff and the red tentacle things, and then what's the third one? Oh yeah, that's right, it had like those more big towers and like that made into buildings and stuff, and then like the last one had like a big ball appear near the end, and like those diamond things that are like just in that right hand corner there. It's like really interesting. But yeah, I really suggest you go and download this game yourself and like play it yourself, because I know there's probably things that I missed, because yeah, I know the first story I didn't actually get to finish because the world ended, and you guys can go and play it yourself and like go and explore the world, because I know I didn't like exactly explore it, and there's probably like a ton of stuff that I missed. So yeah, I'm just please go and download this, because yeah, this was just amazing, and I'll definitely be interested in playing any more games by these guys if they're to make any more, because this was actually really amazing. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next time.